Welcome to another episode of Behind the Now. Today I get to chat with international award-winning screenwriter and producer Ariel Lavi. Ariel's films have won over 131 awards worldwide, and he has produced films in the US, Mexico, Nigeria, Dubai, Israel, and Canada. He's the CEO and founder of his own company, Lavi Company, his production company based in Miami, Florida, and he serves as a judge at the Sunset Film Festival and Hollywood Screenings Film Festival. Listen in to learn how Ariel has created his own opportunities as a producer and screenwriter, and his brilliant insight into how he creates his ever-growing network through authentic relationships, social media, and public relations. Hey, Ariel, thank you so much for doing this with me today. I'm so excited to talk with you. So thanks for coming on.
First of all, thank you so much for having me in this show. I'm excited as well, so it's good, and I'm excited to talk about my journey.
Yes, me too. I'm excited to learn because you are an internationally award-winning screenwriter and producer, and you've done such incredible films and in so many countries, which is amazing. So I first just want to ask you, how did you get into this at all? How did you decide on entertainment? Where did that even come from? Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so it was a very long process. It all started from 15 years old when I was younger, and I started my way as an actor. It was my main dream at the beginning when I started my way in the entertainment film industry, and then in the film industry. Yeah, so I studied acting at Lee Strasberg Acting School, and I played in the theater many years, and even studied screenwriting in a few universities in the UK as well. And then the COVID started.
Okay.
And then I was thinking about this, and I understood that in order to succeed, you have to create your opportunities, sometimes yourself, especially at the beginning. And I started to produce my films myself without to know that I'm good in producing or not. I just wanted to make more opportunities for myself, to maybe to act later in my films. And then I did a few little short films in Israel, and then I had a chance to be an associate producer in a production, a short film in New York City, and it was a production of my friend Shira Adar. We participated together in the 48 hours film festival in New York City. This is a very special concept of creating film. You create a film in 48 hours. It's crazy, but it's possible. And then together with an American crew, we were the only Israelis in the production, and it was new for me because I didn't understand it's really possible to do that. And then we won the first award of the festival, best film. And then we participated in the Filmapalooza International Film Festival. It's a festival of all the winners during the year in the 48 hours film festival, because it's an international film festival. And so we represented New York City, and it was a big honor because it was nice. And then I understood that it's possible, to produce films outside from your country, even you don't live the country for a long time. And then I was thinking, what's the best place to start? Because I had an experience as a producer from Israel. So I was thinking, which country is the best to start to do?
Yeah.
And of course, the first choice it was the US. But then I understood very fast it's very expensive to to produce a film in the US, especially at the beginning. And then I decided Mexico, because of it's very close to to the
To the
US.
US. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did a long research about other film industries in the world. I like to do that as well. And then I
Mhm.
discovered that Mexico has the biggest film industry and the television industry and in general entertainment industry in the Latin America. They are the
Wow.
biggest together with
Okay.
Argentina. So I was like,
Ah.
okay, let's do in Mexico. And then I mean, I knew at the same time, I knew someone from Madrid, a screenwriter. His name is David, and then David, sorry, and he told me about a script, Metanoia,
Uh-huh.
and
Oh, I see. Okay.
yeah, his script
So,
Metanoia, and I was
yeah.
interested to produce it, and then we decided to do that in Mexico.
So initially, when you decided on Mexico, you didn't necessarily have a story or the script or the exact film yet. You just decided Mexico, I want to try that market, and then the script presented itself. You found the story.
I mean, because of I'm a screenwriter as well. At the
Yeah, you
beginning,
thought I could write as well, of course.
I was thinking to write the film,
Okay,
to
that
write
makes
another
sense.
film, but then I
Yeah,
met the screenwriter David, and
yeah,
then he told me about his film Metanoia.
yes. Oh, okay, and you loved, and you
And
were like,
yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And then we decided. So I told him, let's do that in Mexico. Okay, and he said okay. And then I had the script, and I invested the money for that. Thanks
mm-hmm.
God, I could allow myself, and I can allow myself nowadays as well sometimes. And then, because I didn't know anything about Mexico, any details, so I wanted to advise with local people,
Mm-hmm.
the Israeli Jewish community in Mexico. And then when I advised with the with the appropriate people for that. So I spoke with her, and she told me, Ariel, you don't have a chance to produce this film because of all the people in Mexico, they speak Spanish
Mm.
and not English. And as an Israeli, I don't know Spanish,
Yeah, like,
and I know English, but Spanish not. So but as like what I'm doing most of the time, I'm listening to people, but then I decide what's good for me, and I
yeah, because,
felt that I have to try to give a shot for this. And
mm,
I said, if it wouldn't work out, I will try maybe other location, maybe Spain, maybe Europe,
okay.
something close to Israel, maybe
Mhm. So your
Italy,
first
maybe.
choice was Mexico
Yeah,
as of now
yeah.
because okay.
Yeah. So afterwards, I found a group. It's called El Gremio.
Okay.
It's one of the biggest groups for when you are looking for team members or crew members for your
Oh,
productions in
okay. It's
Mexico. So this is one of the best group to find because of most
yeah.
of the people in the industry in Mexico, they are there available. So I did a post about the film. I told them, hello guys, my name is Ariel. I'm from
Yeah.
Israel. I'm a producer. Yeah, it's very it's very. This is not easy to do and to convince, and that's what I did. And I told them that I'm looking for director and things like that.
Mhm.
For the film for Metanoia.
Yeah.
And then I knew an Israeli film director. Her name is Moran Avni. She lives in Bakaler.
Okay.
Bakaler, it's 6 hours from Cancun,
Okay.
and it's count close, but it's not close.
Yeah.
In
Well,
Israel,
it's
in Israel,
Mexico.
in Mexico, it's
Yeah.
count close, but in Israel, it's all the country. I think most of
Yeah.
the country. Yeah. So there is a
I
big difference,
know. That's
and
funny.
that's very funny. And then she told me that she did a films and clips in Israel. She has the experience, and then we
Yeah.
decided to work together. Then
Okay.
I knew. Then I knew. By the way, she knows Spanish and English, so it was
Oh,
easier for me, the producer, as a producer, to work because
yeah.
in our team in Mexico, there are people that they knew to speak Spanish, but English not.
Yeah, not well.
Not so good.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if I say things, so she could say to people that don't understand English what I mean and what I want, and it was very good. The collaboration with her was amazing. And then I knew a cinematographer. His name is Fernando del Campo.
Okay.
He's one of the biggest cinematographers in the Mexican film industry. He has a lot of connections, and he worked in Hollywood as well a bit, and in Mexico. As you know, many Hollywood films are shooting in Mexico because of it's cheaper and close. And he had the chance to work in many productions. So he told me, Ariel, don't worry, I know people in Mexico, so I can help you. And it was nice, it was very nice, and it was very kind. And then I found the people, all the people for the production.
Okay.
It was,
Yeah, like the rest of the crew.
yeah. And of course, we had the chance to cast a famous actress in Mexico, Jessica Decote.
Yeah.
She is
So amazing.
she is a telenovela actress. She played in many telenovelas in Mexico and series, films, and and she's a great person in general. And
It was what was like
we
the casting process? I mean, so
okay.
for her, she was probably just offered it, but how did it come
Yeah,
about?
okay. So we got the help from two famous actors in Mexico. They help us regarding the casting.
Oh, okay.
Solkin Rose and Marco Zapata as well. Marco is very famous in Mexico, and now he plays for a Netflix series in Mexico, and he's very famous, and he helps us a lot, Solkin Rose as well. And through them, we could achieve Jessica Dakota, for example.
Oh, I see. Interesting. And how did you even know them? Like, how did?
So Moran knew Solkin.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah.
So it was. I had the chance to work with people that they have the connections in advance in the Mexican film industry. So it was helpful for me as a producer to produce the film.
Yeah, that's so amazing.
When you produce a film in a different country, you start from zero. You don't know anyone, so you have to choose people that they know people in the local film industry. You have, otherwise you can't succeed.
Yeah,
And,
I love that from the very beginning of this. By the way, you really followed your instinct, because you were told like, it's hard to do it. Don't do it in Mexico. And you just started with a post, right? You would think that it's amazing. It's such a good lesson for people listening.
Yeah. So I can tell you that when I did the post, I didn't believe that
you just were
someone will
throwing it out
answer because
there.
I'm from Israel, a small country. I mean, what's the chance, And then many people answered, and they were interested to take part in this film. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I think because it was curious for them to work with someone foreigner from another country with different aspect of filmmaking.
Yeah.
And then we shot the film in Mexico City. And Moran, because she lives in the different side of in Mexico, Mexico City, it's in the middle, and Cancun, it's in very different place, and Bacalar as well. And then I bought for her flight tickets
Oh, yeah?
to the filming. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was amazing.
Good. So she had travel included.
Yeah, she traveling for the film. For the film, she
Yeah.
told me, "Listen, Ariel, I feel very important. You invite for me flight tickets for
Yeah.
to shoot. I feel like in Hollywood." It was so funny.
Yeah, amazing. It's so cool.
It was amazing. Yeah, but I can tell you that the prices of the flights in Mexico, it's very cheap.
Yeah.
Everything is
Okay,
cheap
good.
in Mexico
Good.
if you compare it to the US. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
we shot the film. It was amazing experience, very
Mm.
exciting. The film is very complicated, because of its sci-fi
Yeah.
and thanks
And
for our
the
makeup
yeah, I was gonna
team.
say because there's a lot of so you obviously had a makeup artist that is excellent at oh my god, I'm blanking on it. Like special effects. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
makeup.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause yeah, so
Our
how did
makeup.
yeah.
Yeah, and I can tell
Um
you that the art department of this film, they were like 6 people,
oh wow.
and another two different makeup artists because of the film requires this, because of
Yeah, yeah. Like
there is a lot of there are a lot of effects,
yeah, yeah.
and
Totally.
yeah. So it was amazing, and after we shot the film, I didn't expect the film will win 64 awards. I never imagined this.
Yeah.
I never won in any award before I
Oh,
started
so
my
this
way as a
film was
producer.
your first okay, it was the first time winning as a producer.
No.
No, never mind.
I produced films before, of course,
Yes, yeah.
but regarding winnings and festivals
Right, right.
and
Yeah.
I never deal with this before,
Right,
and
right. Yeah, that's
my
what I okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
My first wish it was that I just want to be accepted for one festival. That's it. I didn't
Yeah.
have any expect.
You would
I
dream
didn't
bigger.
expect. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I got 64 awards. This
Yeah,
is
that's incredible. That's
imagine.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
the
then
film was.
for those who haven't seen the film, when we're talking about like the effects for makeup, it's because there's like a real transformation into like a creature. You guys have to watch it, but yeah.
Yeah,
And so the makeup's it's amazing how it's
yeah,
like portrayed in the film. Yeah.
yeah. They did. They are top level. Yeah, I can tell you, all the crew in Mexico, they have a lot of experience in the film
Mhm.
industry, a lot of reputation. So I had a chance
Yeah.
to work with amazing people, few of them working in Netflix productions in Mexico. So it was
Yeah.
amazing to work with them and to learn from them as well. And I was the younger guy in the production. Even I
Mm.
was the producer, so it was. And as a producer, you have to manage all the team, and I managed like 30 people from different country. It was very,
So
very.
cool.
It was a powerful experience, and it was during the COVID, so it was
Yeah. So
even
you had to have
challenging
all the
more.
masks and
Yeah,
everything. Yeah.
yeah. It was very challenging, and Mexico is a challenging place because of there are a lot of security issues, as you know, in
Mm.
Mexico. So as a producer, you have to be aware all the time from to tell them,
Yeah.
listen, guys, be careful because of this. And they told
Right.
me, Ariel, don't worry, we live in Mexico many years. You know.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And then the film was very successful. It won many awards, as you know,
Yeah.
and in many countries, like from the US to Indonesia, from
Wow.
Dubai to Singapore, from India to, I don't know, to Europe. This is
Yeah.
unbelievable
Incredible.
what this film did. This is, I'm in shock.
And were you the main strategizer when it came to deciding what film festivals to get it into? And okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I did the
So that's all just
distribution.
research and
Yeah.
now you
Many
know it
reasons.
inside and out, but
Yeah,
yeah, like in the beginning you were just researching and deciding what your film categorizes as
yeah.
and okay.
Yeah, so the best platform for this is the Film Freeway
Yes.
website,
Okay.
but it's like an ocean, you
Yeah.
can lost yourself there completely because there are so many festivals,
Yeah.
and at the beginning you are a fish in a big ocean,
Yeah.
and you don't really know how to find the best platform at the beginning, and you fail, of course. But then I found the right category for the film,
Yeah.
and then we started to win all the time.
It's
And it was
amazing.
amazing. It was
Wow.
surprising. And then
So exciting.
after this production, I understood that it's possible. It's
Yeah.
really possible to create from zero a film. Even
Yeah.
you don't live in this country, you can shoot in this country. You can come to this country. You can build from zero a crew, a local crew. Even you are a foreigner. This is
Yeah.
something that I never imagined that I would do before.
Yeah.
And you don't need to move to another country for that. And this is what is so good for other people, that they have a dream to be international. So it's possible. Of course, you have to invest money and you have to raise money for that, but
Yeah.
it's possible. So afterwards, because I'm a screenwriter as well, so I had the chance to write and produce a film in Nigeria, Dangerous Silence, and it was the most challenging production
Yeah.
for me, because of as you know, to shoot in Africa, it's not like to shoot in other places, and
Yeah.
it's all started from a conversation with with a Nigerian young girl from Africa, and she told we had a conversation, and she shared with me her stories and her lifestyle in Africa, and she told me that apart from what she does at work, she's working. She's not working, but she does like a prostitution, but not professional. She
Yeah.
she yeah. So it
Yeah.
was so sad.
So
She
I
she cried.
know.
She cried front of me. It was
How
hard to
did
see that.
you how did
So
you
I
meet this girl and like have this conversation? Like how
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So because of I'm very active in the social media,
Okay.
so I know actors and filmmakers and directors, producers, no matter what, screenwriters from many countries. So I had a chance to know enough from Africa as well.
Okay.
So it's all started from this, that she wanted to advise with me regarding how
Oh
to be
wow.
successful and
Okay.
things like that.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
very young. She was 18 or 17, something like that. And then she told me about what she experienced in Nigeria, and I was like, "Wow, I have to
Yeah.
write.
Oh, I
I,
see
I,
where it
I,
came
I have
from.
to write a script about this." And then,
Yeah, no,
because
because
of
it
I have friends in Africa, so I did the research and I asked them about the situation in Africa, and they told me, yes, it's like that. You can go, for a date in Africa with a woman, and then uh, everything is good and you enjoy, and then if you want to go to the next level, she asks from you money for that, even
wow.
if she likes you.
Yeah.
Because of the situation, you don't understand. I mean,
Yeah.
the poverty in Africa is awful. Is
Yeah.
awful completely. But Nigeria has a very big film industry, one of the biggest in the world. Nollywood, this is the name, and I
Mhm.
discover a new
Market.
film industry, a new
Yeah.
market. Yeah, exactly. And then the people, I can tell you, in the film industry in Nigeria, they are very rich.
Mm.
The successful people, they are very rich. And the
Mhm.
production in the top level of productions. So when we started to work about this, I wrote the script, of course, and then like Mexico, I needed to find the director, and it was very
Yeah.
challenging because in Africa,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Africa, and then I met someone. His name is Adienka Edetoy. He's the director of the film, and now he's in the UK. He lives in the UK now. At this time, he was in Nigeria, but now in the UK, and he directed films that they are available now in Amazon Prime. And he's a very
Mhm.
serious guy. And I told him about the film that I have film I wrote. I want to produce it and shoot it in Nigeria. And he told me, I like the script. let's work together. And I had the luck as well. Uh, Again, because he has a lot of connections in Nigeria as
Yeah.
well. And he told me, okay, listen, regarding the casting, for example, he sent me options of famous actors in Nigeria that he thinks it's possible to cast them regarding the money and reputation.
Mm-hmm.
And he offered me Olaide Al Maroof. He's a very famous actor in Nigeria, and most of the crew are Muslims, and I'm a
Mm.
Jew. I'm Jewish, and they are Muslims. It was very interesting for me to work with
Yeah.
Muslims. That I'm the only Jewish, and the only foreigner in the production. All of them were Nigerian,
Yeah.
and it was.
So how was I mean, obviously it worked out, like you guys worked well together and everything.
Yeah, we worked very well, and
Yeah.
the people were very excited from the script because it represents the problems
Yeah, it's such
in
a
Africa.
powerful, like, this film is extremely powerful. It's like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's very disturbing. It makes you feel so uncomfortable.
yeah. And
Yeah.
the premiere of this film was at the Abuja International Film Festival. It's a big film festival in Africa, and
Wow.
it was exciting, to see the film in the big screen in
Yeah.
Africa. It was something that I
Yeah.
never imagined that could be, and we were nominated best Nigerian short film for that. And it was funny because
Wow.
I'm not a Nigerian, and
Yeah, yeah.
this is so funny, and then afterwards I distributed it to other film festivals around the world, and it was very successful in the US especially,
Oh.
and it was screened twice at the TCL Chinese Theater
Oh,
in
wow.
Hollywood,
Mhm.
the biggest, as you know, the biggest theater in Hollywood, maybe,
Yeah.
at Golden State Film Festival and Silicon Beach Film Festival in LA, and it was
Okay.
exciting, because it was, TCL Chinese Theater to bring a
Yeah,
film from
totally.
Africa to the TCL Chinese Theater. It was amazing, and the film
Yeah.
won 21 awards so far,
Wow.
and
Amazing.
yeah, it was amazing, and really, and the film got many good reviews in the US, in Nigeria as well, in very famous magazines. I was
Mm.
interviewed in very famous magazines in Nigeria, Pulse Nigeria, The Guardian Nigeria as well. And it was amazing for me to be interviewed in Africa as well about the film, and it was
Mhm.
very exciting and meaningful for me. And even it got now it's got a review in Qatar as well. And Qatar, it's a Muslim country, and I'm an
Yeah.
Israeli, so it was exciting as well. And
Yeah.
yeah, and during this time, it's even special,
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
special, and people were in shock. I mean, how it makes sense that an Israeli get a good review, positive review about his film, a good review about his film in a
Sorry.
famous magazine in Qatar. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was amazing, and yeah,
So
so yeah.
I'm just kind of interested because it's very obviously like intense material, you know? So you mentioned the casting a little bit. I don't know, I'm just curious. So were there like auditions for that? And then what was the audition like? Like how did that go? Was it in person, on tape? Like
No. Of course,
no.
Of course, it was on tape because of
Yeah.
this
'Cause it's
time
far.
when we did
Yeah.
the
Oh,
prep.
COVID also.
No.
Yeah?
Not no no
Okay,
no
never
no
mind.
no no. It was a bit after the
Mhm.
COVID, so
Okay, yes, okay.
yeah. But then I mean, I think self tape is the best method to do nowadays because of it saves time for all the sides.
Yeah.
But of course, when you want the actor but you are not sure, so you check him in second audition and then the
Yeah,
callbacks and things like that. But yeah, so the casting process was like that. That he offered me optional actors that he knows very well in Nigeria with a good reputation and
yeah.
experience. Then they did the audition, and and they were accepted. They were good. If they weren't
Yeah.
good, if I would feel that they don't fit to the film, so I would choose other actors. But they
Yeah.
were so good,
Yeah, yeah.
so all of them. So
No, they
why
were.
not?
It was no, really, yeah, they're excellent in that. Like, really, really well acted. Yeah.
Yeah. It was an amazing process.
Okay, that's amazing. And so that film is called A Dangerous Silence for
Dangerous Silence, yeah, as
yeah,
I told before. Yeah,
yeah.
Dangerous Silence,
And
and yeah.
and that idea, because you wrote it, really sprung from that conversation with that Nigerian girl. You weren't thinking of Nigeria or anything before that as like your next country.
No,
No. Wow. See, that's
no. It
another
was
you really I love this because you really follow your like where you're inspired to, like where
yeah,
you're like
yeah,
writing
and
wise, creatively, even location wise. That's amazing. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was. I guess a lot of people, when they have this idea, they would prefer maybe to shoot in a more comfortable place like the US, or because of it's easier to do. But I would prefer to shoot in Africa.
Yeah. Well, also the subject matter and everything that for this film is so
Yeah,
authentic to like what's going on there. So
yeah,
even
and
casting and everything, it makes sense.
yeah, and I had a chance to know, new and a new culture, and the African
Yeah.
culture. I had the chance
Yeah.
to really understand how they think, how they create film, and their industry, I can tell you, is very big, very
Yeah.
big. It's like Bollywood. It's like almost like Hollywood, even. They have a
Yeah.
lot of productions every year, and all the economy of the Nigerian economy is based on this,
Oh,
based
wow.
on the films. Because of the film industry in Nigeria, it's very famous, and a lot of investors from other countries like Dubai, India, the US, they invest money in Nigeria and produce films,
Mhm.
big films, and many films of them are available on Netflix. And this is amazing how an African country could be so successful in the film industry. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
Um,
budget are so high. Yeah.
how long did that shoot take in Nigeria? Like, what was the process? Like, how long were you there for?
The script, it took from me to write like 2 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's a short film, so
Yeah, yeah. And you
it's
had
11 minutes, and I had
yeah,
the idea in my head.
yeah,
So I can tell you myself, I'm writing very fast.
yeah.
I can write very fast, and
Do you always tend to write fast, or sometimes, or like, does it depend?
no. That's really
Depends.
depend on the idea.
Yeah,
It's
that
really
makes
depend
sense. Yeah,
when I'm it's really depend how you feel at this day. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
you can be alone at night, and then you feel that you have the idea in your head, and you have to write everything you have
yeah,
in your head. And
yeah,
then, of course, you fix and you edit. But at this moment,
yeah,
this is the best moment for you to write, in my opinion,
yeah. So,
because yeah.
so in terms of your writing process, do you write when do you write like consistently at the same time every day sort of thing, like a schedule, or do you write more when you're inspired, or is it a mix?
No. I'm writing when I'm
I
inspired,
love
and
that. I think that's great. That's cool.
I think this is not a technology, and this is not a business. You don't need to
Mm.
schedule a time. At this time, I'm writing. No, I mean,
Okay.
it has to be authentic. You have to feel you're in the mind of
Yeah.
writing, because it's like I don't know.
Mm.
It's like it should be very natural.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. I
Not
mean, that's definitely
not
more
technical. Yeah.
organic. I just know a lot of writers have to, or I guess it just depends, because if they have like a deadline or something, and I don't know, this
Yeah, of
original thing, but
course.
they just
No,
have
no,
to,
no,
whatever. Yeah, it
no.
just
But
depends. But I like that I love that. I think obviously that's, yeah,
yeah. But
organic.
I think it's really depend. It's
Yeah,
really depend. Because when you finish the script and everything is ready, of course there are deadlines of
right,
fixing and things
right.
like that. But when you are free,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
didn't do anything with the film. You're just writing with yourself or with your partner.
Hmm.
So it doesn't good to write so fast. I mean, I believe to take the time
Yeah.
and to think
Yeah.
about the script and to think more and more. And then when you feel the film is ready, go to the next level and produce it.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that I'm using a lot with the website. I don't know if you know with Screenplay. It's a platform for screenwriters in Hollywood. So
Say it one more time. What's it called? We Script? We.
with Screenplay,
Oh, got it. Yeah.
if you know that platform.
Yeah.
So many people, many friends in Hollywood recommended me to use this platform, and now I'm using this platform all the time. I'm submit my idea or my script, and then they review it and they tell me what I need to fix and what's good, what's not
Okay.
good. And then
Yeah.
you can save a lot of money because of that, because of if you are not advised with people before, you don't know exactly if the film is good or not. I mean,
Yeah.
you can
Just
feel,
get
but
feedback.
yeah, but you have
Yeah.
to get a feedback from professionals,
Hmm.
before you do the film. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
I like to advise in general with people. It makes me be better in my
Yeah. Yeah.
field. I don't think
Yeah.
I'm genius, I don't think I'm genius or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really believe that if you advise with other people, you can
Yeah.
succeed
No,
more.
definitely.
But
Like,
you have to
yeah.
listen yourself. You have to listen to yourself. At the end of the process, advices could confuse you as well. So you have to know.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. Because you could
uh,
also,
uh,
if you hear something like, "Oh, change this, change that, change this,"
yeah,
but instinctually you're like, no."
yeah,
You have to be able to, like, decide that.
yeah,
Yeah,
and never with your friends or things like that. You have to advise with people that don't know
yeah,
you in advance.
okay.
They never meet you
Objectively.
before, and they just
Yeah,
professionals, and they want to tell you what they think, and that's it. Not never advice with your friends, because they wouldn't tell you if the film is not good. They wouldn't tell you this because they wouldn't
mm.
feel right to do that.
Yeah,
So you have to work with people that don't know you, and not to work, sorry, to advise
yeah,
regarding
yeah.
script and things like
To
that.
get feedback and okay, amazing.
Yeah.
Do you find that you tend to write stories of specific subject matter or specific genres or like or is it across the board? It just depends.
It's I'm very open. I can tell
Yeah.
you. I don't. I believe that a good screenwriter should be open and
Yeah. Yeah.
should watch a lot of films. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
if it's sci-fi, action, or comedy,
Mhm.
or romance. It doesn't matter. Of course, my favorite genre is romance,
Oh, is it?
but
Okay.
not the Ariel the Ariel viewer. When I watch a film, as a person, I like
Yeah.
to watch romance or comedy because
Uh,
it's more, it's nice,
light yeah, yeah.
it's not too hard, and
Yeah.
but when I'm writing a script,
Okay.
I really think in two aspects. One, what I want to write now, and then a
Okay.
business mind. I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it doesn't work if you write a script only about what you like.
Mhm.
It doesn't good. You have to be open for other genres, because, for example, action and horror and sci-fi, this is the best genres to produce because of the profits of
Mm.
those films, especially in the US, could be higher than any other genre. So it's amazing.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so you take both into account, obviously. You're not just like the marketability of the film as well
Yeah,
as what you actually want to write
yeah,
and feel what's happening now, that you can
yeah,
write
yeah, yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a producer, I have the business mind, so I combine it with my art skills as a
Yeah. Yeah.
screenwriter. So it
Perfect.
helps me a lot.
Yeah.
This is the key of the success, in my opinion, in Hollywood and in general in any film industry in the world, you have to know how to combine between the business mind to the art skills,
Yeah.
and then you can be very successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do anything, or like, I'm just curious, did you do any you've just like in terms of the business side, you just learned by doing, right? Like, or have you
Yeah,
done
yeah,
any
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah.
I can tell you that before I was a producer, I was an artist. That's it.
Yeah, an actor
An actor and screenwriter.
and
And
screenwriter, and you're still a writer. Yeah.
I didn't know that I have business skills.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I can produce a film from zero. I didn't know that I can do distribution and PR. I never
Oh,
imagined
yes.
I have those.
Yeah.
I never imagined I have those abilities and networking abilities. You know, and
Yeah.
today I know many famous people in many countries through the Instagram. You know, I'm using
Wow.
my Instagram all the time for networking,
Yeah.
and that's the reason I know people, famous people all over the world, and I'm investing a lot of time in my Instagram and PR and press
Yeah.
and I know exactly how to promote myself, how to sell myself
Mhm.
to other people, and how to network. I mean, and I never know before that I never knew before that I have those skills.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
okay, yes. So you have a huge following on Instagram, for instance, and like so many articles, and you also have your own production company, Lavi company.
yeah.
Talk about how you, yeah, like talk about if you can, like on social media, like how you grew that and where did that come from? Like how did you get such a following? Yes, because so many people want to know this.
Of course, it was from articles and press because
Yeah.
I got featured in many famous magazines around the world.
Mhm.
So I guess because of that, and because of I know how to promote each post. I know how to choose my followers. I mean, how to get more chances to get to be followed by famous easier. I mean,
Uh,
for example, I wouldn't follow someone that I know that he wouldn't follow me back.
mm,
You know, I'm only choose the people to follow that I know that there is a big chance that they will follow me back. And how I
interesting.
do that,
Okay.
for example, if I was published, in a specific magazine, I'm checking who follows in this magazine. And when
Oh,
I
interesting.
upload on story the magazine, I'm following famous people, and then they can see my story. That on my story I was published in the magazine, and
The magazine that they like.
they
Very
say,
smart.
oh, then they say, oh, okay, he was published in this magazine, so let's follow him. Why not? And then
Yeah.
a networking starting. You know,
It's
this is
amazing. It's so, yeah, very clever. So
yeah.
even from the beginning though, how did you, or is it through festivals and stuff? Like, but how did you get published in these magazines from the start? Like when you didn't know anything about anything? Like where did it start from?
For example, regarding my films, you know, I sent messages to writers from magazines. I recorded
Uh,
myself. I introduced myself. I told them, hello, and my name is Ariel. I'm producer. My
mhm.
films won awards. I would like to be interviewed.
Okay.
At the beginning, I failed, and afterwards, I understood exactly how to pitch myself to
Okay.
magazines and how to network with magazines. And today I have a lot of connections in magazines, and that's the reason why I opened a part for my film production company in Miami, Lavi
Mm.
company, my international film production. I opened the company A Lavi Public Relations that
Mm.
offer to people to get press and
Oh, so you help
to be
clients.
yeah,
Yes. So now you help
I have
clients do that actually. Wow.
I
Yeah.
have a lot of customers from Hollywood, from
Uh,
Europe, and famous people, and that's how I network people today.
yeah.
And
So brilliant.
I'm writing. I'm a writer in a magazine now, USA Wire as well, and
Ah, got it.
I'm interviewing celebrities all over the world, and that's the today. I have this tool to network with famous people in the industry through the fact that I'm offered them to be interviewed in the
I
magazine, or maybe
yeah.
to be my client, my customer in the public relations, and then when they got an article for me, they are happy, and then
Mm.
we become friends, and
Right.
I
So
knew I
clever.
knew many people like that,
Yeah.
and I got many invi- invitations to events all
Mm-hmm.
over the globe, and all over the world, and at the same time, I was a judge at a few film festivals in LA, Sunset Film
Yeah.
Festival, Hollywood Springs Film Festival, and now I will be a judge in the Oscars International Film Festival and
Wow.
Awards. It's a whole film festival. And
Yeah.
this year I will be a judge as well in Hollywood Spring Film Festival and Sunset as well. So Sunset Film Festival, because of my wins and because of I
Amazing. It's so
I
cool
yeah. And to be a judge, it's very different
being
from
in it or
being a producer, things like
contestant.
that,
What's it
because
called?
you
Yeah.
know exactly how it works in the festivals,
Yeah.
how they decide the film, how they choose the
Yeah.
right
That must be
films
also
for the
excellent.
festival,
Mhm.
and this is very very tough process. You get a
Mhm.
lot of films, and then you need to watch
Every
and to watch
film.
and to watch
Yeah.
and to watch and to watch nonstop and in different languages, and this is very challenging. And so now I learned the other side of this of the festivals,
Yeah.
it makes me be even better now when I'm
Right.
choosing the festivals, right? Because I
Yeah,
know how
definitely,
exactly
because you
the
know
judge
how it
think,
works.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
how it works. And sometimes I can tell to people that if they don't accept your films, it doesn't mean that your film is not good. Maybe in some point they didn't have a time to watch your film because they got too many, so they
Uh,
miss your film or things like
yeah.
that. So it's happening sometimes. So people should
Right.
know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's very important to submit your film
Early.
in early. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not too late, because if it's too late, they could miss your film maybe.
Right. Wow. That's something people wouldn't even consider maybe, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. They think they
Definitely.
watch all the films, but no, this
Yeah.
is not the situation.
Wow.
It's impossible. For
Yeah.
example, those festivals, they are not so big. They are not like Cannes Film Festival or things like that. And
Yeah.
we got a lot of applications, and it's almost impossible to finish all of it in short time. And it's not like Cannes or other big festivals like that. That they have a lot of departments and a lot of
Oh, like okay. Yeah.
so
Uh-huh.
this is very challenging, but I watched a lot, many films, bad films, good films, and I knew exactly. I mean, when you watch a film of a different person, you think different than about your film. You can really see all the problems of the film in advance,
Yeah.
in better way than
Right. Like more
yeah,
objectively and
yeah,
you
more
understand where it's
objectively.
going, the process.
Yeah. But yeah, but it's challenging because of at the beginning you don't feel good to say someone, listen, your film is not good. We can accept your film, and
Yeah.
yeah. It's mentally it's not easy, but and
Yeah.
they asked me. I remember the manager asked me, listen, Ariel, be tough. Be tough in the
Yeah.
review. If it's bad, you have to say it's bad film, and things very,
Mm.
and it is not easy to do that. But now it makes me it became me more tough regarding
Yeah.
feedbacks and things like that, because of as a judge you have to be very cold. You
Mhm.
have to be very you don't have any feeling. You have to think what's good for the festival and not what's good
Mm.
for the person. And
Yeah. You just said also, like, at the beginning when you reached out to magazines, you failed. Talk why? Like, what failed how? Like, your
because
pitch was
I
bad or
didn't
like
I didn't know how to pitch myself in the good
ah,
in the best way, and
okay. How'd you
it's
figure that
it's
out? Like
it's 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 an art, when you send a message to a magazine,
yeah.
you have to know in which hours to send because of they are not available all the time, and they don't like if you send them in the middle night or too early in
With
the
all the
morning.
time favorites. Yeah.
Even it's by email, and you have to be aware that they have a specific requirements for pitching articles or
Ah,
pitching yourself.
yeah.
And today I have a pitch deck of myself. A
Ah, I
pitch deck, if people
see.
don't
Yeah.
know, pitch deck, it's like an introduction that you need to convince, for example, investors to invest your film. For example, you have to prepare a pitch deck,
Mm-hmm.
a long pitch deck. And so I did something like that for myself as well. And this is how I introduce myself to people, and they can see what I did. They can see which magazines I was
Yeah.
published, and this is very different process that people understand. I mean, it doesn't work like what people think. The magazine wouldn't send you a message, "Hey, listen, would you like to be interviewed in our magazine?" No, it doesn't work like that. You have to think how you convince them to do that. And
Yeah.
I understood step by step how to do that. And today I have a lot of connections in many magazines that I can even ask, and then they give me immediately because
Yeah.
of it's
Yeah.
me.
But in
Even
the
I'm asking
beginning,
for,
when they didn't know you, you were just pitching cold. Like you learned
uh,
how to pitch well.
yeah,
Okay.
I pitching myself.
Yeah.
And now because of my Instagram, I'm sending through Instagram messages to specific writers. So magazines,
Yeah.
because of my Instagram now, it looks good, right? So because of it looks because of it looks good because of it
Good
looks good
job.
because of it looks good. So it's much
No, so
easier
now
for
it's
me to pitch
easier. Yeah,
myself.
yeah,
Yeah, of
definitely.
course, it's much
You
easier.
don't have to say, I have a big following. They can just see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I check, if we have friends in common. So if we have friends in common,
Yeah.
I tell them,
You can bring
listen,
that up.
I know
Yeah.
this person, and this
Mhm.
person is my friend, and then it's much easier. Everything became easier when you know more people,
Yeah.
even that doesn't relate it to the magazine. If you know, for example, friends of the writers,
Hmm.
it could be even much easier for you. So you have to make a research regarding. This. For example,
Yeah.
if you want to know a very big actor in Hollywood, don't send him a message directly because he would never answer you. What you need to do, you have to know friends of him
Okay.
at the beginning, and then when you know them, you can go to the next step and to know him.
So do you find a friend of the person and then you message them and then
And sometimes I do that.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. If I
How
have
do
a
you even know
specific
who's
goal.
friends? If they have like 5 million
No,
followers. How do you know which one's a friend?
no. I'm checking his profile and
Okay.
about his following about the people he follows them,
Yeah. Oh, right. Of course. Ugh, yeah.
and I'm checking who can be relevant,
Yeah.
who
Okay.
can be relevant for me, and then I follow, and then they follow me back.
Hmm.
And then I started a conversation. We are speaking
Then you
specific
get on
time,
a call or
and then I can progress it to the next level. This is how I make my networking method, and
mm-hmm.
it works. As you see, it works very good. And but today I have the PR and the writing stuff the writing in the magazine, so it's much easier for me to network people
Yeah.
through like that because I'm doing for them a favor, because I'm interviewing them and I giving them the platform to share their arts
Mm.
and all those things, and
Yeah.
and when I'm interviewing someone, so I'm going to interview the next one and the next one and the next one, and then I have more experience and reputation regarding this, and then people see, oh, he interviewed this one and this one and this
Mm.
one, and it makes things easier. And for me, it was easier because I knew many people, and I asked them as my friends, and they are famous. So I told them, listen, I started to write in this magazine.
Yeah.
Would you like to be interviewing for me and for you? And they told, oh, of course, yes, yes, because of it's me, and then we are friends,
Yeah.
and why not, And yeah,
So,
so
and when you say to be interviewed at the magazine, you mean at USA Wire? You're a writer there, or do you mean at your own
yeah, yeah, yeah,
company?
yeah, 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 yeah. In USA Wire, or for example, at the beginning of my brand, I collaborated with Famous, and now I have customers because of that.
Mm.
And but I can tell you that because of my connections, I helped at the beginning to people from a good intention,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
show, to give them this gift, that I have, and they were happy, and then I decided, then I started to know people even
Yeah.
better,
So incredible.
in much better way. I mean,
Yeah.
films, it's good. Serial films, it's good. But if you want to know very big people, very rich people, you have to do more. The
Mm.
films are not enough. Even they are amazing and perfect, and everything is perfect. Without a press about yourself, at least you don't have a chance to network with those
Mm.
people, because they wouldn't be interested in you,
Yeah.
because of they don't care. I mean, they care about your films, but they much care about I mean, especially in the US, as you know yourself how much it's important, the press thing, and the public relations in
Mm.
every field in the life. In
Yeah.
every field, you have to be with the press, with
Yeah.
articles. For example, if you want to work in the film industry, okay, and you want to work with someone, he asks from you, okay, send me links about yourself, send me this. You have to be ready, you have
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
ready with many links. And
Yeah. And you're very organized. You have a document with all of your
yeah,
links
yeah,
and your
yeah,
press.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah,
I
yeah,
that was
very
that's great to
organized.
see that.
Yeah, and people can Google you, for example. If people
Mhm.
Google you, that's what
Yeah.
people do. If you don't have enough materials, they wouldn't work with you, because
Yeah.
you would like, they would judge you like, okay, he's not interesting enough for me. But
Uh,
if they see articles about you and about your achievements and about what you
yeah,
did,
yeah.
it's much easier, So
Yeah. No,
yeah,
definitely. You're brilliant. I love it. It's so
yeah.
amazing how you've navigated everything and created this, Brilliant.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
It's all started from my films.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't publish in those magazines, I couldn't do the next level. This is the
Yeah.
PR and
Yeah.
all of this. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. And
Mhm.
after I realized that, hey, I know a lot of people in many magazines because of my films, so maybe I can use it for to start a new brand
Yeah.
and to make money from and to make
Yeah.
another money
Excellent.
from another
Yeah.
another
Source
thing,
other mhm.
yeah, another source. And this is amazing. I didn't expect to do this as well, and I started this just 1 year ago,
Yeah,
and
wow.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
yeah,
in a
yeah.
year?
Yeah, 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 yeah. All the press,
Wow.
I mean, all the public relations, yes, but
Yeah.
the
Okay.
press and the interviews, no. It's like two
Right.
years,
Okay, okay.
3 years, three
Yeah,
years, I
yeah.
think. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it started
Amazing.
before. It's a process, and
Mhm.
I believe in step by step. I mean, people want to achieve everything very fast, so I can recommend to people, wait, guys.
Yeah.
You have a time. It's a journey. You have to enjoy from the journey, from the
Mm.
failures, from the success, and do not be afraid to take risks,
Yeah.
and make if you meet a celebrity, you have to make him feel that you are interesting yourself, and not be
Mhm.
don't behave like a fan,
Yeah. Yeah,
because
you're a collaborator, like a
yeah, I mean,
colleague.
be
Yeah.
professional,
Yeah.
Now I was in Rome now a few months.
Yeah.
I was there, and I had the chance to meet Gerard Butler
Mhm.
in Hollywood. and not in Hollywood, in Rome, but
In
he's very
Rome, in
famous.
Rome. But he's
But
yes,
he's
yes,
very famous in Hollywood. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And
No, he's
it
famous
was
everywhere.
and
Yeah.
it was by coincidence. It was by accident completely,
Mm-hmm.
because I met a different person, a celebrity stylist in Italy. Her name is Diana Diepa, and then
Mm-hmm.
we met and we drank wine, and then another friend of Diana joined us. His name is Bruno. He's an Italian producer, and we drank a wine. And then she told me, Ariel, do you know Jared Butler was here next to you a few minutes ago? And I was like, what? No, no way. You kidding? And then she showed me, and I was like, what? I missed him. How it makes sense? Oh my god! And I was so upset. And then
Mm-hmm.
Bruno joined us, the producer, and then
Yeah.
a few minutes later, Gerald Butler is coming to the table
To hang out. Yeah.
to meet us. It was like, and I asked Diana, Diana, this is it's Gerald Butler here, or it's a wine, or maybe I'm drunk or something like
That's
that. No, she told me, listen, it's Gerald Butler in front of you, and I
yeah.
was like, okay, okay. And he was like, how are you, man? And I was like, I was in shock completely. I was in shock because it was I didn't expect,
Yeah.
and he was so nice. I can tell you, he's very open person and
Yeah.
very humble. And when you meet someone very big from Hollywood, you understand that they are human
Yeah.
people like you,
Yeah.
completely. This is not different from anything. I mean, they normal people like you, that they are just working in the
Yeah.
film industry, and that's it. And this is the mentality changing that people should do when they
Right.
want to work in Hollywood. You have to make them feel to the all the big people, the big names, that you have what to offer as well, and you are
Mm-hmm.
very professional, and you don't need to be so excited from
Anything.
this.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
yeah. But
excited. Yeah.
no, no, no. I mean, at the beginning, it's normal that you're
Yeah. No,
excited
I know.
from
Yeah. Yeah.
big
Definitely.
names. But
Yeah.
when you used to it, you have to be very professional. You have
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
if you want,
Completely.
if you want to work with them, right? But
Yeah.
if you want to be their fan, okay, you can ask to take to
That's
take a
easy.
picture. Yeah,
Yeah.
and people ask me, Ariel, why didn't you take a picture with Gerard Butler? You would upload on
Yeah.
Instagram and things like that. And I was like, no, 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 no,
Yeah.
because I respect the person, first of all.
Yeah.
Second, I mean, when you ask a picture from a celebrity, it becomes you like a fan, and not a
Yeah.
professional guy. This is not good for your
Yeah. For career.
reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a very bad thing to do, and most of the people, I think, would do this mistake because of it's normal. When you meet a famous, so big actor like him,
Yeah.
you're excited, and this is normal. But at the same time, you have to be aware that if you want to work in Hollywood in one
Yeah.
day, you have to be professional and not so excited. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, definitely. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, so this podcast is called Behind the Now. But I always like to ask, like, how do you be the now? So how do you, up to your interpretation, but like how do you stay present, or is there anything you like consciously do? It's a big question.
How to stay present in what?
In everything in life, however you want to answer. Whatever you want.
Um, well, I'm working all the time
Yeah.
about new projects all the time. I'm
Mhm.
looking for the next challenge,
Yeah.
to challenge myself. I'm traveling a lot, knowing
Mhm.
people. It makes me feel better when
Present.
I'm
Then yeah.
traveling and know other people, networking with them, and I'm very focused on the work all the time. And
Yeah.
sometimes people tell me that you forget that you have to enjoy, not just to work and to work and to work and to work, all the time. And I'm
Yeah.
just thinking about
Yeah.
success all
But
the
you
time.
enjoy your work, so it's
but
kind
but
of hand
but
in hand also.
yeah. But at the same time, I think someone has and me myself, I have to be more proportional. I have to,
Mhm.
like, okay, success, it's important, but sometimes you don't need to succeed all the time. And that's what I understood now. That sometimes it's okay to fail.
Yeah.
It's okay
Take a
to mess
break
up.
or yeah.
Yeah. It's okay completely. Today I'm not afraid to mess up or to
Yeah.
mess up or to fail. I mean, it's normal. It's part of the process, and this is the
Definitely.
key of the success, in my opinion, of every people in every position
Yeah.
or every field. You have to know that you will fail for sure, because of this is how
Yeah.
it works. You can't
Right.
be successful from the beginning. I mean,
Only, yeah, 100%.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
I
doesn't work like
learned.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't work like that. And you have to be confident, and you have to understand that if you fail, okay, it's normal. You can learn from the mistake. But if you don't learn from the mistake, this is the problem, you know.
Yeah. And
So
it repeats, maybe.
yeah. To
Yeah.
repeat about your mistakes, this is bad, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah. I love that. I loved everything. Throughout your whole journey and everything so far, it feels like you really, really are open and you really follow your inspirations and you just make it happen. And then things come together. It sounds like each time, you know? So I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, and especially the thing is that I'm young, you know, I'm 29 years old, and people ask me how you are so young and you understand a lot of things that old
Yeah.
people understand, and how can you communicate with older people than you? I
Mm.
can tell you, I have friends that they are 40 or even more. In Italy, for example, I have many friends that they are much older than me, and even the Gerard Butler meeting, all the people were 50 and above,
Mm.
and I was the young guy, and
Mm.
then I felt natural, and
Yeah.
then this is the thing I learned from Italy, because the population in Italy are older than the other countries, so you have
Okay.
more chances to meet more older people than you,
Yeah.
and it's good. It's a gift, because
Yeah.
from experienced people, they have life experience. You know, they you can learn from them a lot, but they can learn from me a lot. And I can tell you, I helped a lot to people in Italy regarding PR and things like that. I
Mhm.
even
Yeah.
and they ask from me sometimes the help regarding international distribution, because they know the Italian market, but they don't exactly know how to get featured in US magazines, for example,
Mm.
and I can help them
Yeah.
at this, and that's the reason why I succeed a lot in Italy.
Where can our listeners find you? So if they want to connect with you, so obviously Instagram, but like, what's your handle, your
Oh,
website,
okay.
whatever you want to share.
Yeah, of course they find me the best place, as you told. It's Instagram. This is the best platform to find me. Uh, it's and Of course, in addition, they can find me through my IMDb. There
Mm.
are connections, contact details, and of course the website of my company, my
Mhm.
PR company, and my film production company, and Facebook as well. I'm available, and I'm available through my emails as well, so people can contact me
Okay.
whenever they want, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Perfect. Well, thank you so, so, so much. You're so insightful and so brilliant and like really incredible what you've built and continue to build. So I'm so excited that you
Thank you
shared
so
all of
much.
this on here. Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here and to share my stories, and I hope people can learn and
Yeah.
listen and maybe take an inspiration. Maybe yes, maybe not, and
Yeah.
that's it.
No,
Yeah,
definitely.
I had a great time here. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. I'm your host, Jenna Malatsky, and this episode was edited by Jacob Mammen. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube at jenna.malatsky and on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at Behind the Now with Jenna Malatsky.